Hey guys, I'm Jeff from the Track Shack.
This is Alex from Resolute Running. You know, Jeff, April is finally here. It's been a long, wet winter, but I think we finally hit spring, which is kind of nice.
Yes.
The other thing about this time of year, April, May, June, is every weekend there's a race. So, you know, I've got my phone out in front of me. There's a billion races here. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about some races that we think you guys should check out in the month of April.
Yes.
So let's start off with the Indy 5K. It's a new race coming to town, and it's a little different.
Yeah, man, I think that a lot of folks have had to look for different times to put on races because Saturday mornings are taken up with 3 or 4 other races. And so the Indy 5K is going to be at Barber Motorsports,
Which is wicked cool.
You're going to get to race on the track.
Which is also cool.
And it's really awesome a venue. If you've never been there, this is a good chance to check it out. They're going to do a race around the track and then a party afterwards. So,
which I'm sure it's going to be a big time. So
oh yeah,
that
it's going to
sounds
be great.
awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
And then the next morning is one of my favorite races. It's the Statue to Statue 15K put on by the Birmingham Track Club.
One of your favorites?
One of my favorites.
Okay.
Well, one of my favorites to say that I used to run it back in the day. Because, you know, it's a tough race, but it's an iconic race. You know, you start at Vulcan right over here, and you run through Mountain Brook all the way over to Liberty Park, basically. And, you know, as Michelle Parr says, she's a friend of the Track Shack, and she's like, it's a beautiful 10K with a really tough 5K attached to it. There's some hills in there.
Perfect description. Perfect description.
There's some hills in there.
You have to do it at least once.
At least once, and you earn that shirt because
Yes.
I mean I wear that shirt with pride every time I run that race, and it's a great event. So that is the day after the Indy on Saturday morning, April 6th. Another race, 2 races actually. The following weekend, we're going to talk about trails a little bit. So if you want to run some trails, you need to be out on Oak Mountain on April 13th. Mm-hmm. There's 2 races taking place. The Oak Mountain 50K, which was my first 50K years ago. It's a great race. The best thing about that race is it covers every single part of that park. I mean, you cover...
Best again, right? I mean, you're going to go with that.
there might be a hill or 2 in there as well, so that's a great race. But at the same time, on that same day, is also the Tranquility Lake Run for Kids Challenge put on by David Tosh and Southeastern Trails. Benefits a great cause. It's a 3 or 6 mile loop, and you go all the way up to a 50K, or you can do a 10K.
And if you haven't done one of his races, he does a great job.
It's always top notch. So there's a lot of trail running taking place that weekend. A little farther into the month is the St. Elias 5K. It's at part of St. Elias Church, right?
Yep. Yeah, the Maronite Church there, it's down close to UAB.
Yep.
They have a Lebanese food festival that goes along with it. So, and this might be kind of evil actually, because you show up for the 5K and they're cooking food behind the church, like in this big smoker. And so all you smell is this great food coming out. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna run this 5K, and then afterwards, though,
burn all that up.
Oh yeah, man, it's awesome. It goes around the Glen Iris area, and I've timed the race several times. It's an awesome race.
So, and they do a great job. It's April 27th, and if you're like me, sometimes you just skip the 5K, just eat the food. It's a beautiful thing, right? So then we're going to close it out, and even though it's not April, it's May 4th. It's We Love Homewood 5K Day. Resolute Running is based in Homewood. Track Shack has a store in Homewood. This is an amazing, athletic, supportive community, and we would like to support those folks as well. So.
Yeah, and Nevada, who puts on that race, has done such a wonderful job over the last few years. It raises money for the school. She gets all the kids involved. Like, if you're in her class, you basically have to run
You're running that
5K,
race,
and they do an awesome job.
And there's a whole event with the whole day. So
yep.
There's just a few races. What I encourage you to do is go to trackshack.com, click on races. We talked about 4 or 5 of 35 races listed for April. So there is a ton of stuff going on. There's no reason for you guys to not get out there. As it gets hotter, people start getting excuses on why they don't want to go run. Use one of these events to make you go. All right, do you have anything else?
No, I'm all good.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.